Hey guys, it's Helen for Make a Comment, and we are back on the road again in Brixton talking about things that matter. And today we're going to be exploring gentrification and how it's affected business owners and locals. Let's have a look. So what is gentrification to you, Ben?
It's quite a hard question just to summarise. Obviously I've got some thoughts on this. The most common way it's happened in London, at least, is an area becomes associated with a certain people and group. It then becomes fashionable as a result of this, and then people come in and kind of put themselves in that place. They've usually got more money. The gentrifiers always got more money, and then you see a kind of process happen where they make their own things, which then don't benefit the population that was there before. I would also say there's so many other layers to this as well, especially in regard to the house price thing. I'd say in Brixton specifically, a lot of people who've moved here, they didn't even know about Brixton.
Right. They
weren't like, oh God, it's so cool, it's Jamaica, blah, blah. They were just like, oh, the house prices are slightly cheaper than Clapham,
right,
so I'm going to go here.
Yeah.
I think that happens as well, so I think you get those two different things occurring. And I'd also finish it off by saying, like, I'm part of the problem as well. I'm a white boy, not from London, and I'm running a reggae record shop in here, so like I can't disassociate myself from the whole thing, you know. I try and make efforts to not be a dickhead about it, but like I am here.
I think with gentrification, because it's that wider, it's a vast majority of people, so it's a wider, I want to say race. Years ago, I'll say about 5, maybe 7 years ago, it was not like this. Right. It was just purely, mostly like our people. But now it's because of the gentrification. We've got wider variety of, you know, we've got new buildings as well, so which means we've got a lot of more residents. The only thing is, I think, with the new builds and new buildings, there's a little bit more homeless people because obviously they can't afford housing. But in terms of business, it's been great, and Brixton is really, really, really good for that, because we get a lot of tourists, a lot of different cultures asking about our cultures as well, so which is great. And so people do spend money, I must say, they do. I think the downside of it is, I think our culture has kind of been taken away from us. Also, like as I mentioned before, the homelessness, you know, there's been a few buildings that have actually been demolished, and that was pure, like, you know, black families that used to live there, and now they're not there anymore, and we see a lot more Caucasian counterparts that live in Brixton more. My main thing is us, you know, our culture being taken away from us a little bit, and also the homelessness.
For you personally, in terms of gentrification, what have you seen and how has it affected you?
It hasn't affected me personally, but it's definitely affected us as a community. Right. But at the same time, we've been in Brixton for a long time, and when we had it as like black people, we didn't really do what we were supposed to. If we'd done what we were supposed to, this wouldn't have even been able to happen. At the same time, this isn't the first time it's happened. This has happened many times before in history. Like even this market, we're in Brixton Market right now. This used to be a slave port. So there's a lot of history in Brixton.
How long have you lived in Brixton?
Brixton?
Yeah.
Nearly 15 years.
15 years, so you know Brixton from the beginning up until now?
Yes.
And what changes have you seen?
There's a big changing, and 15 years before, here is a big lot is a African community, and lot of shops is African shops, and suddenly is 2010, the new management, they took it and start as a restaurant, so the environment is changed into the mixed communities, English and other peoples.
From what you've said, it sounds as if it's a positive change, right?
One way is a positive,
right?
But one way, if it is a African community, is not good. Yeah, lot of opportunities African community, and they move from here. Other
community is coming, like is a white or Spanish or European community.
Yeah.
Lot of restaurants.
Okay.
So they have is a less opportunity for the African.
When did you start your business? When did it all begin for you?
Can I just say it's actually not my business?
Okay.
It's a friend's business.
Right.
She's been here a couple years. I'd say about maybe 3 years. But I've also worked with different friends, other friends as well, who have had businesses in Brixton, which has been great.
Just to give you a quick rundown of this shop.
Yeah.
So this shop originally, as far as I'm aware, belonged to that man up there, who is a singer called Alton Ellis, who was one of the greatest ever reggae singers. Lion Vibes, which is what the business is now,
Yeah.
had been going since the 90s, and it started as a stall in Brixton. But then in 2015, it was just an online business.
Yeah.
I was friends with him, and we opened up this shop, and I helped him start it, basically.
In terms of the cost of living, has it been very expensive for you from the beginning until now, or are you surviving?
No, the very expensive. 10 times is increase the rent here or everything. The shop rent in the beginning, for example, 300 and 400 per unit.
Yeah.
Now is a 1,500, 1,000, 2,000 one unit. 5 times, 6 times is only the rent is increase.
Right. In terms of cost of living, do you feel like this is the craziest it's ever been? Or because you said gentrification has happened before, because I feel like throughout history. In terms,
inflation happened many times before throughout history.
Yeah.
It's just cycles. It's just cycles.
do you think it's at its worst right now, or has it been worse?
In our lifetime, yeah, from what we've experienced, and yeah, definitely, and it's probably just gonna get worse before it gets better. As much as things are kind of bad right now, there's a lot of opportunities.
Right.
Most millionaires are made in recessions.
I don't know where we're gonna go from here. Honestly, I don't. So I can only say we can only hope and pray that it gets better. It's the uncertainty, we don't know, especially as businesses.
Yeah.
You know, because we are part of the community. We are a big part of the community, so we would like to stay here and keep doing what we're doing. My hope is everyone survives the best way they can.
Now, you know, you've got a great spot. This is sick.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel though, for those that have missed out on the opportunity or lost their space? Like,
See, so that's funnily, if you're talking about this specific business I work in,
Yeah.
a lot of people left this business in the early 2000s because there was no money to be made, and to a certain extent there still isn't. This is not a business you do to get rich. This is a business you do because you love it.
Right.
So I would say a lot of the kind of original reggae people left the business because it's not a good business anymore. And I'd also say right now, that unit is empty, that unit is empty, and that unit is empty. If someone wants to come in here and they've got money to pay the rent here,
Yeah.
then you can do it. The issue is more complicated than just like one person stopping someone else from making an opportunity by being here.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
Yeah. From what I can see, you sell a lot of African print clothing. So I'm assuming the majority of your customers are African. Are there many Africans in this area with shops themselves selling their own products?
Before is a lot of, but
Yeah.
still now we have is a African shop. Is, for example, my next door
Okay.
is a Ghanaian, and front is a Sierra Leone
Right.
shops, and a lot of shops is still. And here is a Nigerian shops.
Yeah.
So they are selling his African product. Is very good. People is coming far away. People knows about this area is African communities.
Yes.
And they are buying.
Do you advise anyone that, you know, might have a business venture or idea to come to Brixton?
Yeah, no, there's money in Brixton.
Yeah.
There's money in Brixton. As you can see, there's a lot. There's money in Brixton. So if you know what you're doing, you can infiltrate and capitalize on capitalism.
You've got, like you said, you know, Brixton is great right now to make money if you're looking at it on that side. I mean, who doesn't want to make money? I know, but you've got to do it for the love as well. Because some people genuinely, it's passion. You know, it's passion driven. It's something you genuinely enjoy, and you know, you could have a bad day, but that won't, you know, that doesn't mean it's going to be a bad business for the rest of your life. So,
100%.
but yeah, no, definitely. I think I'm going to get myself a bowl of lentil sip.
Recommend this sip.
Lentil sip. So it's not lentil soup. We've learned something new today. Why is it called sip?
Yeah, but there's no meat in there. Soup has meat.
Really? But wait, if it's soup, it's got meat.
Yeah. So sip no meat.
All right, might get me a lentil sip in a moment. All right.
Start off without a shop. There's like, so I would get, and the market here sometimes have like pop-up markets. Do that. Do some, get your Instagram going. Do like a Sunday stall, and also try it out. Make sure you got something viable first. Because to be honest, to start this kind of thing, you got to have some money. You know, any new business, you've got to be able to survive for a certain amount of time without taking anything out yourself. It's extremely difficult making something work in here. For anyone, for even the gentrified businesses in here, it's difficult. They leave as well. You know, there's a constant turnover.
So how long have you lived in Brixton?
Well, I just only got one thing to say, to be truthful, and that is, where there's money, there's no longer community. That's all I can say, you know.
Right.
That's me done. Thank you very much.
Have a lovely day.